Hi all, back with more Normandy at the beginning of the end, using Alone in the Storm. So, expansion, scenario 1, patrol in the front. It's my part 16. So, not long been away actually, about 15, and just copied it across. So, we were in the process of a company in it. Lieutenant Whiter? A airborne company, yeah, is active. And yeah, I just got a bit sort of stumped near the end there, thinking that I was doing things right and these were going to have different targets. Then finding it a little strange. I already talked about an example, say this was such and such, blah blah blah. And these two would attack it, but if they attack different targets, it would mean that this wouldn't be able to attack. And that kind of sort of led me thinking maybe we aren't getting this thing right. So I've looked at this again. I read through this. No, I didn't really read through completely at all, but I read through this bit again here, which was an important bit, I think. But coming back to this bit, right, to start with, and I think I just read over this at the end of the last part. But when the key orders chart show the word attack, and the key orders chart is this, right? You've got all that, and we did decide that they were both going to attack. An attack order is given. First, check the attack order flow diagram. If the order is confirmed, mark the AI force with an attack orders marker. So we're marking the force. We're not marking the target. We're marking the force. Additionally, attack orders may also be issued after, advanced defensive movement or assault orders flow diagram. Yeah, it can sometimes change into attack. In either case, the AI force is marked with appropriate orders marker. So it's been marked with an attack marker. So I suppose, the problem is that this, once you've been through this flow diagram, and that's what it just talked about there, didn't it? First check the flow diagram, yeah. Well, the very first part of the flow diagram is to select a target. So select target to attack. And it's in yellow, and yeah, by the way, I think I was having issues with these two boxes. Which one do you choose? Well, I've not really had an issue. It's always came to the same thing. But you can see this is in yellow, and this is in yellow, and this is in yellow. So, and my take on that is, it depends. You want closest set with player platoon's objectives first. It shows you this in the priorities, and then the next priority is there. I guess it's just a priority selection. It's going to come at the same thing. But however, this is a target to attack, and then to get this result, you look at attack target, and then you follow through these priorities. Closest set, it's got different priorities to pick your target. So if you've been through this and picked your target, what you've actually seen up there is correct. Well, I say it's correct. Whether these markers should be on here yet or not. But however, whether they should be on or not, this guy's target is here, and this guy's target is here, going by the flowchart. So I'm either muddling something up, or in my eyes, I think there should be something within the flowchart that stops that from happening. Or adjust things. But however, maybe it's just taken care of in this section, because it then goes on, right? So yeah, once we've been through the flowchart, so then it talks about the fire groups. So for AI side attacks, you must define the following details. Fire groups. Which platoons will combine their fire factor to perform the attack? Well, looking at the situation we've got, these cannot combine their fire factors to attack that. They could combine their fire factors to attack that, but they've both got different targets. So, but reading on, and then the target hex. See, so target hex, the hex where the player forces suffering the attack is located. So maybe, although we've got these targets, maybe this is where it changes it, because this next paragraph, it's got some stuff in bold as well. And it says, and then, the third point of that was the actual type of attack. Now, we're only going to have AP, but it goes in that priority order. If things could attack with AT, they'll do that first. If you can attack with R, they'll do that second, and then last case scenario, they'll do the AP. We can only do AP in this scenario, even though the machine guns can do an AT attack against, what is it? AFVs, armor something vehicle, isn't it? Is it AFV? Does it not tell us down there? AFV, yeah. I'm not quite sure what the... armoured something vehicle, I'm not quite sure what the F is. If it was any of them with an armour rating is 0, then the machine guns are allowed to attack that with AT attack. So that would be a priority before they would consider that. Anyway, the next paragraph, which seems to be the important bit, says once you've placed all orders markers, attack markers included, right, which we have, you must determine the fire group. So it's not talking about target markers, but I don't know, I mean, they're attack markers as well. They're attack markers targeting the targets. But then it says you must determine fire groups. All AI in command platoons in a single company located within 1 hex of each other, which is the situation we've got, i.e. all are adjacent, must combine their fire factor to perform one single attack using the same FF type. Intel markers cannot combine their fire factor with other intel markers or platoons. While gathering AI platoons together to form fire groups, you will usually determine the fire factor type for that group's attack. Yeah, again, it's going to be AP. So afterwards, you must assign a target for the attacking group. So this is what makes me think that we need to change our target now. Whether these two targets should have been decided before, I mean, going by the flowchart, it seems that was the way to do it. So I feel like there's something amiss there in the order and what you do things. But it says, yeah, afterwards you must assign a target for the attacking group with their determined fire factor type. Target selection is made according to this priority rules. The closest hex occupied by player platoons that can be attacked with MFF. The problem is there's no need to go through these priorities because there is only one target that these guys can have a fire group and attack, and that is here. So this, I think, whether it's at this state that we're looking at this should change to this now, because this can only attack this. They want to have a fire group because they're adjacent. It says they will, it says, how did it word it? Must combine their fire factor to perform one single attack. So my take is that changes its target to there. Now, if it couldn't join up as a fire group and attack one single thing, I guess they would still be, if for some reason that this couldn't attack that and join its fire power, and this couldn't join its fire power to attack anything else, then they would stay like that. But so I'm going to go with that. I think it's not set out that well because you go through the flowchart to find your target first before you decide this. So I think there should be some, but it's possible that it isn't within the rules. If you look like if I look at the bit rules that talk about the attack orders, then maybe. Let's have a quick glance at that. Yeah, I mean, see, even in this is, it's not exactly talking about what I'm wanting to hear, but it's on page 13, 7.3, executing orders, priority rules. At this point, you have chosen one AI force to activate according to the activation priority rules, right? Yes, we've done that. It's Alpha Company of the Airborne. Next, you've assigned orders to each AI platoon following the orders chart and the orders flow diagrams, marking the AI force with orders markers and the targets of those movement, attack, assault orders. So it's saying there that we should actually have them set up. So everything is ready now to start performing actions and assigning orders to any activated officer. So, I mean, this is when we go to carry out the attack, and maybe this is when the target changes. But I don't find all that very clear, but anyway. Might just be me, yeah? Might just be me. So we're going to do that, though. That's what we're going to do. He is not going to attack this, and we're both going to combine and attack this. So let's just take these away now, because I'm just going to deal with this right now. And couple of counters less to mess about with if I can get hold of them. Right, so it's a combined fire. I mean, it probably makes some sense as well, like, you know. Okay, so I think it's 10 in here. Sorry, I know I've probably looked at this multiple times. And yeah, 5, 10. And that's not got the automatic fire, but he's in there anyway, so he's going to join in. So we've got 10 there, and we've got another 10 here, haven't we? Yes. So 10 and 10, so we've got 20. We're firing through a 0.5 hex. We're firing into a 3 defensive value hex. We've got a machine gun. It's not adjacent. We've got automatic fire. Okay, so we're good to go. Just get the combat chart. I'll put that rule book out the way. So what did I say on the 20 column as well? Yuck. So it's on this. They've got -1 for the machine gun, not adjacent. -1 for the automatic fire. It's -2. But firing through a 0.5 hex, a field hex, so that's a +1. And hold on, how many steps are in the hex? Let me just look at that off camera. I don't think there is. No. Oh, yeah. There's only 3 steps in the hex because one of them's flipped over, and one of them's got a step loss. So there's only 3 steps in the hex. That's could be bad though, especially with 20. Right, so it's a -2, but +1 for going through the 0.5 hex. Not more than 6 steps, so it's a -1, and rolling on the 20 column. Oh dear. Right, can we get one of the 10 rolls again, please? No, we cannot. Oh my. So as a result, it was 3, -1 is 2, so it's the worst result possible. So 2 on the 20 column. So it's the very first one on the 20 column. That's 10. Oh, so 10 divided by 3, because it's in the fields, is 3. So we've got 3 hits here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now these are going to rout as well, aren't they? So 3 hits to dish out here. Well, I think we're going to have somebody eliminated. So, in fact, are they both not going to be dead? So this one takes the first hit because of the ones. So that's 1, and that goes away. And then, yeah, the other 2 take them both out. So they're dead. So we've just lost 2 platoons from Echo Company, which is here, must be. So, well, hang on. Where's these other? There's 4 platoons, isn't there? Where's the other one? Is it in here? Must be. Yeah, he's in there. He's got a step loss as well. So, right, let me. I don't know if we have multiple morale rolls here or if it's just one. Right, there wasn't an officer in the hex. Let me just mark. It was in there, wasn't it? There wasn't an officer in the hex. They took 3 step losses. They're both eliminated. So we definitely need a morale check. Thing is, you do a morale check for each time. So I don't know if we do 2 here or not. Like if we manage to get away with the first one. No, looking at the wrong rule book. Morale. Section 9, page 18 or 15? 18. So company morale. Company must check morale whenever one of its platoons is eliminated. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we... Once an action triggers a company morale check, the affected player has to carry out the following procedure. I don't know if I should be doing individual checks here or if I should just do one in total. I mean, the morale of the company... Well, see... let me go and have a wee BGG hunt. Okay, I'm not sure if it does explain it in the rules. See, the thing is here, if the company is already routed when it makes a morale check, this is kind of important actually, isn't it? I've written and asked the question, but unfortunately, because, well, it's on the main game page this time, so it's possible I might get a response in a reasonable amount of time, maybe. When one of its platoons is eliminated, let's just do it then in that way. So this is eliminated. See, I don't know if we're still in the phase of dealing out. You know, sure, you have to deal with the hits first. Determine losses. No, all hits. Not all hits produce stat losses. That doesn't help. Stat loss markers. Hits and officers. Placement officers. Right. Companies that have lost officers. Right. Now there's nothing there. Yeah, I would have kind of thought that I had to deal with the whole combat first, but it is still 2 platoons being eliminated, so it could be technically still counted as 2 morale checks. But if I'm doing 2 morale checks, I'm doing the first morale check based on this guy being eliminated, still counting this guy in play, am I not? I don't know if that's right or not. Or do I do 2 separate morale checks but remove them both and only count what's left in play? Well, that's a worst case scenario. Let's do that. The problem is that if I do a morale check the first time and we rout, and I'm meant to do another morale check, there's a higher chance of the company disintegrating because we're routed already, which is probably going to be the outcome. Okay, so morale check is 7 plus a 1 for leadership because he's not routed. So it's 8. However, it's minus... where are we? I'm going backwards instead of forwards. Here's the bit that tells you about company morale is reduced by 1 for each stat loss suffered that surpasses the original number of platoons. So we had 4 platoons. How many stat losses have we had? Well, a whole platoon being eliminated is 3 stat losses. So we've got 2 set aside here. So that's 6. And then we've also got another 1 here. So that's 7. So 7 is... And we started with 4, so it's 7 minus 4 to give us a morale, minus 3. And I want to say that chart, if I leave that aside, yeah, there it's there. I want to say that maybe this is where you would put, yeah, I don't know, it's a battalion morale chart. I mean, where did battalions come into it? Yeah, I mean... I don't know what battalions are. There's no battalions in this game, so there's no mention. I don't mean there's companies, there's platoons. Yeah, I don't know. And then you've got shaken written there as well. I don't recall anything about shaken, so I'm not clear on that. I think it would be nice to have some kind of chart to keep track of your morale. I want to say somebody might have put something like that on the BGG, or it's been talked about. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so what did I say? We had 7 step losses, and this guy's okay. Yeah. So 7 step losses minus the 4 player platoons that we started with is 3. So our morale's reduced by 3. At 7 plus the leadership 8, reduced by 3 is 5. So we're going to roll on that. And we really need less than or equal to a 5 on 2d6. So here we go. Oh, how about that? Oh, right, well, that's now even more needing to know my question, though. Needing to know the answer to my question. Well, to be honest, I was meant to take a break there before, and I didn't take my break, so maybe this is a good time to do that. So, yeah, because I've set these 2 aside. That was a check for this guy being eliminated, shall we say, and I didn't count this being still a step on the map. I don't know if I should, but I don't also know if I should be conducting 2 morale checks. So I'm gonna leave them both there just now, and let's just see if we might. I can take that away, I think. If we might get an answer to that question. If I do have to take a check again, we're going to roll again on the same number, 5. Well, could I roll it now and then we'd be okay, actually. Yeah. If I manage to roll, right, this roll might not be counting. If I get less than a 5 or less, then at least it allows me to play on, and then I can, because I might not get the answer to this. Chances of me getting a 5 or less twice. Well, let's see. Let's see what the chances are. Oh, there you go. Don't mess about with dice rolls. There was no pausing on the camera there and like, let's do that one again. So what would I think there? Would I think we needed to do 2? No, but it does say whenever one of its platoons is eliminated. So, it does say there in the rules. Just because they're both eliminated at the same time, does that matter? Well, we had 2 great dice rolls there. So, we are under the result. So, passes the morale check, and despite the negative effects, suffer, maintains its strength, and continues to fight. So, we're all good. And that was... So, that can complete these guys' attack. Is that right? Yeah, because they're attacking at that hex. Yeah. And they already rolled. Now, see, that's the thing you're going to have to watch as well. I mean, normally I wasn't rolling the dice till after I'd done an action for them. So you need to do it one way or the other, Grant. Well, I remember both of them didn't roll their morale, did they? And they both marked finish now, even though they were high activity. Okay, so I've got 23 minutes on the clock there. Well, we're going to try and roll nicely again and try and get these guys back, but I mean, these guys are gone. I'll set them aside somewhere. I'll just put them over here just now. Yeah, that was it was a devastating roll and then 2 good rolls for the morale. So, and hopefully somebody will answer it, because I would like that confirmed if it was the 2 we had to roll or not. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be back over to us. We're going to do this company. It's just going to be I'm going to have to leave it though. I'm going to have to pause, but I should be able to get back and get that finished. And these are marked for reaction. What am I missing here? Have I done something wrong? I marked something. Don't tell me. That's alpha. They just acted. This is Bravo. Why is this marked? Have I put... What have I done here? I'm pretty sure they've got one more action. I mean, this is still marked reaction. Oh, hold on. Did these activate and these fired? This is part of Bravo Panzer Grenadier as well. Yeah, I forgot about this. Well, actually, I don't know what I've done here. This looks like a bit of a mess. Hold on. I think, you know what I think I've done? No, these can't be marked finished, Grant. Well, I'm not sure what I've done here. I'm not sure what I've done at all. I marked something wrong. These were never getting selected for a priority because they're marked with a reaction, which included these. So I don't know why these are finished. I don't think these should be finished. You know what? Is it not this and this that should be finished, Grant? I'm sure that's the case. I marked the wrong one. Why did... Bravo, airborne. Bravo, airborne. Yeah, because did they not attack here? They did. I think, did I not go and mark this already and say, oh, that's the wrong one and it's this one? Yeah, I've made a blunder there. And you know why I've made the blunder is because these are Bravo company as well. And that's a bit annoying. I said at the beginning I should... What was the difference between these two then? That's 5 and 3. That's 8. Right? So I must have been counting that 8 attacking there. And what was that? Was it the same? No, it's 9. Being the difference of 1. Yeah, it was these that should have been finished, not these. These are the ones still to act. So there would have been 1 extra point of fire factor to consider on that attack there. I'll try and have a look at that. Because I want to say that might have been... what did I say that was? 9. And what did we have in here then? 9 and 11. So 20. Yeah, it should have been on the 20 column rather than the 19, and that's going to have dropped it down 1. So I don't know, because I think it should have been there, but I've counted the wrong platoons when I've done it, and it's worked out in 19, which would have dropped it to there. I can't remember the result of that though. Well, it was into a 5. It was into a 5 defensive hex. So as long as it wasn't a 2 result for that one. Now we did get a 2 result, but I think that was just recently, wasn't it? That was just the one we done. So I want to say that the result would still have been the same. That's basically because these are both Bravo companies, but one from the airborne and one from the Panzer Grenadier. Whether I should have not randomly drawn one of them, I don't know if it tells you that clear in the rules, because they're from different, different regiments or whatever. The airborne regiment and the Panzer Grenadiers are different things. Whether they're Bravo or not, it doesn't matter. But that's why I made that mistake. Okay, almost at 30 minutes. Pretty sure I can come back, finish this off. That might be all I get tonight, but we'll see. If I get it finished off quick and I might still have time, I'll push on. And we'll see if we can answer that question as well. I will go and pause just now, and I'll be back in a bit. Cheers. Hi all. Right, back to continue part 16. I think I'm about 30 minutes in, or thereabouts. Yeah, so I was kind of hoping to get this in another part, but it is a bit later than I thought, so it might just be the end of this and that'll be me for the night. I did get a reply to my question regarding because we lost two platoons were eliminated. Do we need to do 2 morale checks? The reply was from I can't recall a name. There was no name that jumped out to me. That didn't have the rules handy, but it was only 1 morale check. He seemed quite confident about that. I'm pretty sure it will be in the rules. That it's just where to hunt something like that down. I mean, clearly it's going to be in the morale section, which I've got the book open at that, but sometimes these things can be just hidden away, and you need to read through the pages. However, yeah, that was an answer at least, saying that it was just 1 morale check. So hopefully that's right. Now we did do 2 die rolls anyway and got away with it. So these are not going to be routed. Oh yeah, I meant to check this situation, didn't I? Forgot about this. I wouldn't have been in this part of the video, would it? Let me have a little look back, because I marked these wrong, didn't I? I was getting mixed up with Bravo Company of the Airborne and Bravo Company of the Panzer Grenadiers. I didn't want to really have this hassle though. Can I just keep my fingers crossed and hopefully we've got it right? I get the feeling there'll not have been a difference in the result. It was only a 1 point difference in firepower, wasn't it? The fire factor. It was a 20 to a 19 or something. Well, it was 1 column. It would have been the 20 column or the 18 column. Yeah, I'm going to take my chances with that, and hopefully I'll see it when I'm looking back on the video footage, and we can either fix it then if it needs fixing, or at least talk about it, mention it then. Right. Okay, so we've got 2 companies still to deal with. Now, we've got lucky this up to now in this turn that both German activations did not result in another a second activation. And remember, they're all high activity levels, so we've got lucky with A2, but there's 1 still to go. So, right, but we've got we're next to play. Yeah, we are. So we've got these routed. We've got this routed company to deal with. So, let us look at. Well, actually, I'm opening up the page for that as well. Accompanier. This is 9.3 route on page 19. Right, that's talking about what it does when it immediately becomes routed. So it's more about rallying it, isn't it? Yeah, so it's the next page, rally. The platoons of a routed company may return to action if they rally. Officers marked as routed may not attempt to rally platoons in their company until they have rallied themselves. Once the officer is not marked as routed, he may attempt to rally routed platoons of his own company. And I'm pretty sure this can happen right away. So commissars are a different thing. In any case, only 1 attempt may be performed per turn to rally an officer. To rally an officer or commissar must be activated and should be starting the same hex. To rally, sorry, I'm not reading that right. To rally, an officer or commissar must be activated and they should be stacked on the same hex as the platoon, officer or commissar that is attempting to be rallied. Right. 9.4.1 on the same page, officers rallying. An officer that is marked... I should probably show this, shouldn't I? I'm reading this, and I'm having to read it anyway. So this is rally on page 20, like I said. Right, officers rallying. So we're going to activate this company and the officers got to rally first. That's all that we can do with him. And we can't do anything with the platoon unless we get them rallied. The thing is, I think they need to be stacked with the platoons to rally them. I think he needs to be stacked. And in not a routed state, obviously. So, officers marked routed must first attempt to rally himself, as we mentioned above. the morale of rated officers indicated in his counter without adding his leadership value. If a high ranking officer, right, we're not having that. A player attempting to rally rolls 2d6. The result is greater than morale. Higher ranking officer plus his leadership, or his own morale without leadership. Yeah, so it's he's doing it with his own morale without his leadership. Has failed the attempt. The officer marked finished. The officer can't carry out any other action during this turn. If the result is less than or equal to the morale, rallies the rated mark and the rated marker is removed. If he succeeds, and this is a bit. If he succeeds in rallying himself, he is no longer routed and may immediately attempt to rally any platoons of his company stacked with him, or that are within command range in the case of an armour officer. Right, it's not armour officer, so he can only rally who he's stacked with. So, if he has been successfully rallied by a higher rank, right, that's not the case. So to rally a platoon, the player has to activate his company officer if it's stacked with a platoon, or with a higher ranking officer. Right, player rolls 2d6. I don't know if his leadership value comes into that as well. Well, roll 2d6. If the result of the die roll is greater than officer morale, it has failed the attempt and the platoon is marked as finished. It cannot carry out any action except rated movement. If the result is less than or equal to the morale, it rallies the rated markers removed. Furthermore, the rally platoon may be activated if it was not finished on the same turn in which it was rallied, but not the same activation in which it is rallied. So there's got to be an activation of opponents in between. This can be done only if at least two officers, because when the officer rallies the platoon, he's then going to be marked finished, isn't he? Yeah. So no real mention there about the leadership value. It just says officer morale there. I don't know if that includes the leadership value, that one, or not. It certainly doesn't when he's trying to rally himself, but at that time he's routed. When he attempts to rally the platoon that he's stacked with, he's not routed anymore. So, okay. Right, where is the officer then? Is it this one or the other one? Kind of hoping it's that one. That looks a bigger stack. It's not, is it? So he's there with two one-step platoons. Okay, so his morale is a 7. So we're going to activate him. And remember, if this doesn't do anything, in fact, this stack's not going to be able to do anything anyway. Because I can't move the officer and then, it's a bit of carry on this, isn't it? Right, so we're trying to rally the officer and his morale 7. So we need to roll a 7 or less. He doesn't get the leadership to this. So if there's not a 7 or less here, then we can move on. Right, here we go. Oh, bang on 7. Look. Oh, that'll do. So we get away with this. We'll actually keep that there because we're going to attempt to rally the platoons now, aren't we? So it was 7. Oh, hang on. What about the step losses that are involved in this? Do they count? Well, let's hope not, because that's not good. I mean, if we were getting... I'm sure... The morale of a routed officer is indicated on its counter without adding his leadership value. See, this is not included in the... Because, remember, the company morale is reduced by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Company morale is reduced by 6. No, it's not reduced by 6. 6 minus the 4 that it started with. So it's reduced by 2. So for a company morale roll, it would only be 5 here. But I don't think that's what it's saying here. This is not talking about company morale. It says the morale of a routed officer is indicated on his counter without adding his leadership value. And there's no mention about, yeah, no, I'm going to let this go. This is not a company morale check, it's just the officer morale. So he's now not routed, but these two platoons are. Now, he can now carry on and try and rally these two platoons. So I'm assuming that's an individual role. To rally a platoon, the player has to activate his company officer if it is stacked with the platoon. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to activate our company officer. It does say that he can do this, because it says once the officer is not marked as routed, he may attempt to rally routed platoons of his own company. And it says he can immediately do that somewhere. I did just read it. The player attempting to rally rolls 2d6. If the result of the die roll is greater than morale, it has failed. If the result is less than or equal to morale, it is rallied. The rating marker is removed. If he succeeds in rallying himself, he's no longer routed and may immediately attempt to rally any platoons of his company stacked with him. Yes. And then yeah, if he gets rallied by somebody else, he can activate again, but not that turn, and it's the same as the platoons here. So we're going to attempt, right, so platoon rallying, players roll 2d6, applying the appropriate modifiers. What modifiers? Oh, this is a platoon rally. Which we've not done. It's not a company rally. Right, hang on a second. Alright, I'm finding this a little strange. Because I'm looking for these modifiers, and I figured it must be to do with platoon morale. So there's details here on platoon morale, and I thought, right, well, when the platoon tries to rally, surely this is a trigger to a platoon morale check. But look at number 9 here. It says, an officer tries to rally himself or any platoon of its company, as described 9.4.1, which is what we've just dealt with. So an officer tries to rally himself. That triggers a platoon morale check. So for the actual officer rallying himself, procedure for checking morale, similar to company morale. Right, there's different things. Attempting to cross barbed wire. Right, hang on. Oh, here we go. I think it's in there somewhere. Attempting to rally a routed platoon/officer. If the result of the die roll is less than or equal to the platoon officer's morale, it is rallied. Remove the rated marker and it may be activated. Okay, well, we've already done that roll then. Fair enough. So, but for the actual platoon, wait, where's the modifiers then? Platoon morale is equal to the morale of its company. However, the leadership value of the commanding officer is added only if the platoon is within his command range. Moreover, platoon morale is reduced by 1 for each step loss suffered, whether in command or out of command. Ugh. Yeah, because I started reading this example, right? Here we are on the rally part. So maybe I should just go by what it says in this example. I'm not really reading it here, but it says example, one routed platoon with one step loss tries to be rallied by its officer who is not routed and has a morale of 7 and a leadership value of 1. So it carries on. The company the platoon belongs to originally had 4 platoons, but one of these has been eliminated and the other 3 have 4 step losses amongst them. The total step losses the company suffered is therefore 7. The morale of the company is reduced by 3. Okay, I get that. This is the company morale we're talking about though. So 7 step loss minus 4 original platoons equals 3. So the morale is 7 of the officer plus 1 leadership, that's 8, minus 3 for the step losses is 5. Therefore the rallying platoon has a base morale of 5, but since it has 1 step loss, this is reduced by 1, i.e. it has a morale of 4, 2d6 are rolled, and if a 4 or less is achieved, the platoon rallies. Yeah, well, that's an example of how it works, Grant. So it looks at company morale, but also reduces that even more by the number of steps. So again, this is where if we had something that told us what if Foxtrot Company's morale was right now, what its morale modifiers were. It'd be pretty good, this, I think. So this is 4 step losses. And remember, each one of them have 2 step losses on them. So 4 step losses, and then another 5, 6. Yeah. So 6 minus the 4 that they started with means that the morale is reduced by 2. So with this rallying attempt on both of these, the 7 plus a 1 works, so that's 8, but we've got minus 2 for the company morale. So that's down to 6. And however, each one of these has lost 2 step losses. So this 6 becomes a 4. So I need to roll a 4 or less to rally him, and then a 4 or less to rally him. 2d6. Wow. And there doesn't seem to be anything that we can do to help this out, increase it, or do anything about it. I'm wondering if it's better to maybe move this across to here, because I think these are going to have a better chance of rallying. These have got a step loss each. It's going to be 7, 8, minus the 2 again, 6, 5. No, it's going to be a 5. It's 4's there or 5's here. So it's not really that much. Well, it's 1 different, but... Right, well, let's just do it then. So he's going to attempt to rally this guy. And we need a 4. I believe. 2d6. So, good luck with that one, Grant. Well, I did roll 2. I think I've used them up though, haven't I? Did I not roll a 4 and a 3 recently? So, yeah, we'll roll for both of them. So the first one, we're rolling a 4 or less. Now, hold on here. Can I attempt to rally them both and not become finished? No, players roll 2d6 applying the modifiers. If the result of the die roll is greater than the officer morale, it has failed the attempt and the platoon is marked as finished. Oh, okay. So that doesn't finish the officer then. But then if he moves, he's going to be finished, isn't he? Ugh, I don't know. Yeah, if he attempted to rally on cell and failed, he'd be marked finished. Right, so let's roll for the first platoon. We need a 4 or less. No, that's not happening. So that's marked finished, and then the second platoon. And neither is that. Not even close. So both the platoons are marked finished. And they're still routed. Yeah, I'll put the routed on there. I'll put the finish marker on there. Now, I don't believe this is finished, so... Although, if I move him from here to here, I think then he is finished as well. But I think it might be better. At least we've got one better chance rallying these next turn. So I'm going to do that. I think I can do it, but... So I'm going to move him from there to there. He's not routed, and he's now marked finished. Whether that's completely right or not sure, but let's go with it. I don't think we are winning this scenario for sure. It could only... The only thing that could keep us... I mean, we've got some of the objectives... I suppose I think the best hope would be a draw, really, because I think there's more to come for us. Right, 22 minutes, 30. Yeah, that did take a bit longer than I thought. Nah, I think I'm maybe just going to call it a night, actually. We've got this last platoon, last company to activate. This is marked with reaction, but because it's marked with reaction, I'm not quite sure how straightforward it's going to be. My guess is these are going to attack here. And this is either going to move, or it might stay marked as reaction, actually. Might be different now because it's in defensive, isn't it? Yeah, I actually do. I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm not quite as fresh as I thought I was going to be when I came back up the stairs. So I thought I was going to get up earlier, but not to be. So yeah, I'll come back and finish this turn off. It's just the to activate. Of course, the thing is, they're going to roll for 2 activations as well, so they might cause more trouble than I think. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna win this unless the objectives that we're holding are big numbers. I mean, this whole double action thing really makes me wonder if this is... I mean, like I say, I want my games to be hard to win, but just the fact they're getting 2 actions. I mean, if I did say that if we reduced their rush value to a 3, they were only going to get 1 possible double action, but it went the other way. It ended up with 3 because they were able to do too much damage to us. So, oh well. Right. For another day. I don't know. I might get a part done tomorrow, but I'm a bit busy with other things, and then back to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm off the weekend again, but I know you might sort of think, you got enough time off work, Grant. I do. I'm quite spoiled, I have to say. But I do have a few things on over the next weekend. Got a golf day out on the Friday. And some other things, I think, on the Saturday or the Sunday. But I'm sure I'll be able to get this going again, and hopefully maybe get this scenario complete over the weekend, over next weekend. That would be good. And see where that takes us. I hope I'm still keen on trying the second scenario. Right now, if I was finishing the first scenario, I feel like right now I would want to try the second scenario. So hopefully that stays with me, and we can have a look at that. And obviously, I think I really need to do it because I need to bring the other rules into play, in particular the assault stuff. And well, I want to say that the second scenario might bring in some either AT attack options or artillery attack options, and AT anti-tank stuff. So I've not looked into that, but I get the feeling that might be bringing some of that in. Okay, maybe back tomorrow. If not, well, actually, if not, yeah, whenever. Okay, cheers.